pro. In every shot, she's changing her angle, she's changing this, she's doing little things, and not all the time does a model do that for you. A lot of times you'll tell a model, tilt your head here, and go ahead and give me a smile, and then you shoot, and then you shoot again, and you shoot again, and you shoot again, and you have 7 pictures that look exactly the same. And between every shot, you have to tell them, go ahead and move here, move there. A good thing to tell a model, which isn't as experienced as Megan, here I'm gonna move this so we can pretty up our set again.
Hello there.
So a lot of times when you're talking to a model, a good thing to tell a model is that you're going to shoot on a beat, and keep it on a beat, because it gets to be like a rhythm where it's like pow, 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 and they can move between each shot. And you just give them some guidelines, like if you want a specific light, you can let her know, hey, don't move your face, but try different things with your eyes and pout your lips and smile and things. But Megan's doing all this stuff without me even having to speak. So she's shutting me down, but it's all good. But when you're working with a model, that's not always the case. Megan is a very highly skilled professional, and a lot of times you're working with models who this is their first time they're shooting. This is their first photo shoot, and they're just hoping to get something good. Well, you take their hopes to the realm of possibility by instructing them better, and to tell them how you're gonna have them shoot, and what's gonna be better for them to do. So we're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna turn on this hair light. I'm gonna show you some hair light stuff. Right now we're using the hair light, and with the hair light we're using this. It's a honeycomb, and I don't know if you're getting that super cool effect that you can see me when it's right at me, and you cannot see me when it's turned away. And that's the same thing. The light's gonna come out in a very, like a pillar of light is going to come out. So this light's going to hit Megan right in the hair. It's not going to hurt. Don't worry about it. It's going to come down. It's just going to softly, gently kiss her hair, and it's even going to catch a little bit of her shoulder here. Okay, but it's not going to come in. It's not going to fill in here. It's not going to hit my light. It's not going to cause any flare because it's got this on there. So this is a honeycomb. It's called I don't know if it's even called a honeycomb, but that's what I call it. It has a honeycomb shape to it. So it's not honeycomb flavor, but it's got a honeycomb shape. Okay, so. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use that. That's going to be our hair light. So right now I'm going to turn on the hair light. I'm going to show you what a hair light's all about. And it's good. This hair light is awful close. Normally you'd want it to be a little further away, but this stand was giving me hell. So I had to do what I had to do with. So there you go. And I'm short, and I got to be able to reach up and turn this thing on. So here we go. This is where that power pack would come in handy, is if I was able to change the power and all the output and everything through a power pack that would be far away. But I don't have that luxury, and so I have to do this number here and change everything up above here without seeing it and just guess. But I already metered this earlier, so I'm doing fine. So here we go. And we're going to see Megan with the hair light on her. And the hair light works out really well, especially with someone with dark hair, because it's gonna separate her from the background. Well, she's on white, but if we were on a darker background, this would work a lot better for her. So looking right here, Megan. Beautiful. All right, and we still have that side light going, and I'm gonna change it actually, because I want a different lighting. All right, looking right here, Megan. Beautiful. So this is super nice. And we have our hair light there. I think it's a little too much hair light, so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. And this is that awesomeness that I was talking about here, of doing it blind. So I think I turned it down just a little bit, but we'll see. And you want your hair light to be overexposing because it's going to be highlighting the hair. So it's not just going to be exposing it properly, it's going to be a little bit overexposed. And we had it a little too much overexposed, and then I think it's also pointing too directly right onto the top of her head. And we just want it to kind of be right here, right about there. So, and this is something that you would more do on a dark background with someone with dark hair, but we're working on limited time because we're renting space, huh? So we're just gonna, since I'm taking a lot of time to teach, we're not going to take a lot of time to change backgrounds and stuff like that. So, looking right here. Beautiful. So this is what would be considered a high-key portrait, okay? And a high-key portrait is basically saying that you're having, it's normally a brightly lit picture, it's got a bright background, those are some of the characteristics of a high-key portrait, but also that you have one solid bright light, or you have a few solid bright lights, but your picture is going to be bright where it's bright, and then the shadows aren't going to be too defined, but you're moving the shadows, you're keeping everything well lit. On the other side of that is a low-key portrait, and a low-key portrait is something like we were working with earlier, except you would be on a black background, but it's where you have defined shadows, and this side of the face is definitely in shadows, and this side of the face is definitely what's lit, and you're lighting for the side that's lit. In a high-key portrait, sometimes you'll have something that's overexposed, so you'll have an overexposed area here, and then everything else is exposed right, but not a lot of deep shadows. So you have bright areas and brighter areas. In a low-key portrait, you have the correctly exposed area and shadow. And then in a mid-key portrait, you have everything pretty much well lit. You know, your shadows aren't too deep, and you're not going to have these bright highlights, but you know, everything still looks good. So we're doing a lot of like mid-key here and high-key, but what brings it into the high-key is that we have this big, bright, high-key background. So low-key is normally shot in dark backgrounds, high-key is normally shot in bright backgrounds, and then that mid-key can be on either one, but it depends on the shadows that are falling on the face and things like that. So we're still using our low light over here, the one that's breaking the rules, and I liked it, so we kept it there. And I'm going to move it just a little bit, and maybe can you do that again and just look over there all cute like that and everything? Megan is doing her thing. Megan is doing her thing over there. All right, I'm going to move this light just a little bit here. Another thing to tell people, see when they're tired out, point this at Megan. We're going to see what Megan does when the camera's not on. She's like
that man.
Now, when someone looks like they're getting tired and they're doing all this stuff, a good thing to tell someone is, are you on me? Am I in the picture at all? Or are we, okay, zoom in on me, or not, don't zoom in, but just get us both in the picture. So back up a little bit, just kind of catch us right about here. So, you got us? All right. A good thing to tell someone who's wearing out, and you see that maybe you're taking a picture in an office, and the people don't want to take their pictures, but they have to for their office or whatever. You know, because you do a lot of different things as a photographer. So sometimes the people are a little down on themselves, or they don't have confidence, and someone's basically making them take a picture for something, or they're done. You know. But a very good thing to tell someone is take a deep breath. Like, just tell them, just take a deep breath. And I even tell them, you know, be funny or whatever, but I always tell them, I just say, take a deep breath for me, and I just go, I breathe in with them, I go, tell them, take a deep breath, and you'd be amazed at how they just brighten up. It's like they oxygenate themselves, because people breathe, a lot of people don't know how to breathe. They breathe very shallow, and they don't know how to breathe, especially in uncomfortable situations. You get someone to take a deep breath, fill up their lungs, and get their blood pumping, and then breathe out. And I always tell them, in with the good, out with the bad. You know, in with the good, out with the bad. And you just see them brighten up, and they smile. Their big cheesy smiles come out, and you know, it works out really well. So that's something good to tell people. So you know, keep in mind these little tidbits that I'm telling you: the tweak of the head, the turn of the eyes, the turn your shoulders, and the breathing. And there's going to be more, I'm sure of it. But those are some things that I've developed along the way, and maybe some of them I've you know, got from other people and things. But you know, I like to pass on knowledge, and I don't need to claim it as my own. You know, and you know, you can claim it as your own, I guess. But I just pass it on, and you know, hopefully, you know, you can take some use of it, and it can help you to get higher levels and better at the photography that you do.